Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back with Ralf Friedrichs. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Today is Monday, October 20th, 2014. Yesterday wasn't the best day for interviews. The weather was a little overcast. However, I did run into a few people, some real people with real stories. As I was walking up and down Neighborhood Road in Mastic Beach yesterday, the wind was pretty high, it was cold, and people just seemed like they did not want to go outside. However, like I said, I did get a few interviews, and in today's video I also added, well, I should say in this morning's video that I published, I also added some interviews from last Sunday. So in combination of yesterday's interviews and last week's, it made for a nice segment, and it really did give you an idea of what is out there. One in particular guy I ran into again, he is a young fellow that waits for a bus every Sunday, and he was telling me that he just got high, believe it or not, and he's on his way to work. And I jokingly said to him, well, I hope you don't fly planes for a living. And of course, there are many, many other jobs that you should not be either drinking or doing any drugs. However, he jokingly said that he was a cashier, and he is still interested in going into some kind of treatment center or treatment rehab situation environment for himself. The thing here is that he's under review at his job and he can't take the time off. What I suggested to him, and I suggested this to another individual who has in fact listened to what I had said, is that if you for some reason cannot cut totally, at least wean yourself off. A lot of doctors, they give you medication to counteract a high with a new medication that kind of alleviates and fluctuates your bloodstream. This particular person, let's say if he is smoking 10 joints a day, if he cut down to 5 and then to 2 and then to none, might be a little easier for him. Like the individual that you folks heard on one of my videos weeks ago, he went from $300 a weekend of beer, just beer. He cut himself down to $50 a week now. He looks better, he speaks better, his eyes are clearer, and folks, sometimes it's not as easy to do to just cut totally, especially if you're not ready and you have not hit rock bottom. But to wean off is certainly a step in the right direction, to slowly get off. Hopefully this individual will be contacting me soon. I gave him my information again because I did not hear from him because he has no insurance and he has no funds. I suggested that I could probably get him help through New York State. So folks, let's all hope this individual gives me a call, because I always say this, and it's really important that I emphasize this, that if I just catch 2 people from every video, when I say catch, help 2 people, and I guarantee you folks, one of those people is always going to be me. Each and every video helps me because it refreshes my memory of my alcohol addiction. It helps me to help you. And then I hope that I help just one other person. Of course, in a perfect world, I would love to help the thousands that see me on these videos. However, if I just get one person out there and one person right here, which is me, mission is accomplished. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez over at Starting Point. You can reach him at 844-414-8444. His website is www.startingpointmn.com. That's STARTINGPOINTMN.com. Dr. Luis Gonzalez has 2 entities to his business. The first entity, like me, he is an addiction recovery coach. Like me, he's also not a therapist or a counselor. So him and I, and probably thousands of other addiction recovery coaches, concentrate on today, 24 hours at a time. We don't talk about your past, because your past is your past, and we'll get into that later about how your chapters in your book of life need to continually be written, but starting today, they can be written better. So that's what he does on his one side of the business. The other side of the business is that he can help you with his educational program become an addiction recovery coach, like I am and like he is. If you have personality, professionalism, and passion, and you have some sort of addiction in your background, He can help you with his educational background. Call Dr. Luis Gonzalez at Starting Point at 844-414-8444, or go to his website at www.startingpointmn, stands for Minnesota.com. It is very early in the morning, not even 7 o'clock yet, so my speech is waking up now. So I just want to also let you guys know that you can reach me at 844-405-HELP. It's funny because yesterday a person said, isn't that ironic that your phone number ends with the word help when you are helping? Well, that is the reason I designed it that way. 844-405-HELP. You can text me 24 hours a day at 631-599-0218. You can email me at clearreform, that's CLEARREFORM, at Yahoo. If you go to Facebook, you can find an open group of Clear Reform with 234 members now. You can also find pages clearviews.info and Clear Reform. You can find me on Google, Twitter, Dogpile, Dig, at least 3 other ones, Yahoo. You can find me there. But it all goes and depends on how much you want me to help you, because you know who I am because you look at me on a video. I don't know who sees me, but a simple text or a phone call and we can start a conversation and see where it goes from there. Maybe I can help you. Maybe I can. And for this week's special, I am dedicating my services as an addiction recovery coach to anyone, and I mean anyone, that contacts me at no charge. I will give you a week's worth of counseling, coaching, not counseling, but coaching at no charge. But just contact me. But that's how sincere I am of helping people. I go to Mastic Beach, a neighborhood road, weekly to help people. I know that there are people out there walking around, whether they're either addicted right now or are suffering with a major addiction, or they're happily fighting their addiction with a recovery plan. I am here to tell you folks that there are so many different methods, which we will discuss, at least 3, how to fight with addiction or how to battle addiction daily with a recovery plan. Every goal needs an action plan, and once you have the action plan and your goal, once you achieve it, it is there for you to enjoy. So if you want to seek recovery and you want to fight your addiction, you have to have an action plan. We're going to talk about the 3 different ones that I usually talk about, because there are hundreds of other ones who will talk about these things, about those plans. Today we're going to talk about 7 everyday things you can do to help stay away from a drink. These are things that you can do to help stay away from drinking. Today we're concentrating on the drinking aspect, but you can utilize these 7 things also to stay away from drugs. But it all depends on you. So are you folks ready for me to help take your life back? Because if you are, let's dive right into it. This is now written by me. Personally, I did not get this from the Mayo Clinic or the CDC. I just came up with a few things that I just wanted to share with you. At one point in my life, if someone told me that I had to go over a week without a drink, I would have told them they were absolutely insane, and that is so true. Now, if you were going to tell me I'm going to have a drink tomorrow, I would tell you you're just as insane as you were maybe a couple years ago. Tell me I have to go a week without a drink. Do you see how that works? How an addiction action plan, recovery plan, I should say, in motion, and the grace of God can change what used to be of, you would think that somebody's insane by saying, Ralph, you have to go a whole week without a drink, to now me saying, you're insane if you think I'm going to have a drink. That whole thing just flipped right around. Getting to the point where I was ready to stop on both a physical and mental level seemed pretty much impossible. After coming that far, I was terrified of going back to the same lifestyle that I was so familiar with. I've learned a lot in the past 1.5 years of sobriety about what I can do to stay away from a drink. Now, the thought of drinking isn't even part of my brain. It's not even in my brain, the thought. It wasn't always like that. In the beginning, there were days that I was that I white-knuckled my way through. I have to sneeze. If anyone said God bless you, thank you. Here are 7 simple ways that I came up with for you to go on your day-to-day basis to help you stay away from the drink, a drink, or many drinks in some cases. First one is to talk to other people of what you're going through. Folks, there is no shame in admitting that you have an addiction problem, whether it's drugs or alcohol. And by talking to other people, you are relieving, you're taking all that's bottled up inside you out to the open. Building a good sober support group was an essential part of my continued sobriety. My support group started with AA and then went into a larger, more open type of support group, and that is you. That is the streets in Mastic Beach. That are all my videos, my websites. That is my support group. Without having people around that can relate to the struggle that is early in sobriety can be putting added stress in your already stressful situation. And don't think that you're not being under stress. If you are quitting doing drugs and alcohol, the stress is going to be very high for you, because at this point, all you keep thinking about is, how do I get my fix? Yet, and I repeat, yet you don't want to get that fix because you want a better life. By verbalizing what you want to drink to others who have felt that way can really help alleviate some of those cravings. By verbalizing your want to drink, that's what you need to do. I'm going to push this down a little because I want to see my collar. There we go. That's a little better, right, folks? So, folks, talk to other people about what you are going through. And when I say other people, I'm not saying just walk around and let's use a supermarket, for example, and start talking to people. I'm talking about people that are close in your circle. Could be your spouse, could be a pastor, could be friends. During a football game you're watching at home with your buddies, talk to them. You need to, number 2, find a hobby that can help pass the time. For me, this hobby would be doing my videos. It's not only a hobby, but it's also a structured program to fight my addiction. Find something that you can enjoy doing and dive right into it. Whether it's reading, exercising, creating music, or anything in between, or all of the above. This will not only allow you to have fun, but it can help you avoid picking up that first drink, because that first drink, while you're in recovery, is the most lethal drink. It's equal to the apple with Adam and Eve. That's how bad it is. Number 3, don't just bask or sit and bask in your own misery. If you're having a bad day, and the worst thing that you can do is just to sit alone inside and think about it, you will get inside your head, and in early sobriety, it can be a very dangerous place to go. Go out and do something. Go grab some coffee. Maybe look into volunteering, and that is such a good idea. Do something besides singing Hymn Alone. Go to your local nursing homes, your hospital, your jails. Speak at an AA. Do something. The worst thing to do is to sit at home. The worst thing to do is to sit and bask in your own misery. Number 4, try and do something kind without asking for anything in return. Try to do that. You know, I always said this, and I'm going to say it right now. To be kind, to do, to give to a person that you know cannot do anything in return, and to do that from the bottom of your heart, is the most kindest thing you can do. Because then you are doing something knowingly you're not going to benefit from it. I'm not talking about painting someone's house for them or anything crazy, but just try to be a better person daily. If you see some garbage on the sidewalk, throw it away, pick it up. If you are walking into a store and there's someone behind you, hold the door. Don't try and win the Nobel Peace Prize, but these small things can really make you feel better day to day, folks, and they really do. In my personal life, just this past weekend, a certain crisis, possibly, let me just re-emphasize, not a crisis, but a situation where I felt I needed to step in and help this particular person. Because there are times where I, personally, in my life, in the past, probably in the future, will need to have that extra support, and I knew this person needed that support. I am here to tell you folks that if you step up to the plate every once in a while and you do good, it will come back in tenfold. When you do good, you get positive results. Simple things like opening the door, simple things, picking up garbage, simple things is by sharing. When you go to support groups, have an open mind and concentrate on the issue at hand. And that was my biggest problem with AA, is I would go to these meetings and everybody was talking about a lot of things that had nothing to do with my addiction or theirs. To me, it was a gigantic chat room. Not to say that it doesn't help people, because it does. It helps millions. It did not help me to the point where I seeked or I wanted more help. I wanted to be actively more involved. Not only will this help you when you go to support groups, build a sober support group, but it will give you structure to your life. Having something to do every day, my videos or my support group, will help you stay out of your head. You never know what you may hear in AA or on my videos, and you never know how you might pick up things that might help you on a daily basis. Try and get a job if you're just completely out of a prison. You were incarcerated for DWI, or you're coming out of a treatment rehab center. Try to get a job. Many of us in early sobriety have left a lot of wreckage behind us and start off the road to recovery without a job. Obviously, not having a job can lead to much unneeded stress and free time. And the stress are a trigger and a stressor, and you need to avoid them. If you have a job, it will help you give some extra drive. Plus, it never hurts to have some money in your pocket and help pay those bills. If you were incarcerated for DWI, or you are coming out of a treatment center, if you held a high position, don't expect to find that position right away. Start small. A baby crawls before it walks, before it runs again. You are an infant in sobriety. Start small. Don't expect too many high potential opportunities. Remember where you're coming from. Start small. Don't take on jobs that you might not be able to handle, that might cause you to have a relapse. Those are the things you want to avoid. Stay away from relapse heavy places. When early in sobriety, there's no reason to be going out into a bar at night. You need to stay away from that. And then if this is not related to alcohol for you that's watching me, and if it's related to drugs, stay away from that situation. If you're going to grab some lunch somewhere, don't be a moron and sit at the bar. Go to the table or a booth and keep the cocktail menu where it is. Do not open it. And the word moron might not be the right word that I utilized on this. What I should have said is don't be what's the word for, don't be irresponsible. If you are going to grab lunch somewhere, don't be irresponsible and sit at the bar. So the word moron I strike, and I apologize if I offended anyone. It should have been don't be irresponsible. If you're a smoker and need some cigarettes, don't go to the liquor store to grab them. Go to your supermarket. When you food shop, and you know where the wine and beer is, what aisle, avoid that aisle. You don't need to go down there. For what reason? You're just going to look what could have been, what could have had, which you know you can have, but you know what the consequences of having that is. Just make smart choices. There is no reason to face unnecessary temptation. These are just a few little helpful hints to help you get through tough times in early sobriety. Remember how miserable you were at one point due to your drinking or your drugging. The first drink or the first joint will lead to another life of misery. Keep up the good work and be proud of what you have done. Too many people die from this disease. Be thankful you're not one of them. And make today, October 20th, 2014, and you're going to be seeing this October 21st, actually. But make today The first day, folks, the first day to take your life back. Make today a new chapter to be written by you. Because we never talk about the past. And here's where this conversation comes in. Because the past is the past. It's done. You can learn from the past, but you can't rewrite those chapters. Your first chapter is at birth, and your last chapter would be at your death. Today, October 21st, 2014, could, in fact, be a new chapter that you can start writing in your book of life. Every year of your life is a new chapter. So if you're like me in age 52, I'm at my 52nd chapter in my book, soon to be my 53rd on October 31st, on Halloween, when my birthday is. Of those 52 chapters, my first 17 chapters were written in conjunction with my parents. You, as a parent or a grandparent raising children, need to understand that you have to help your children write their chapters. Those chapters between 0 of their birth and 17 before they go on their own, 17 or 18 in some cases, need to be written with you. They write their part, you write your part. Your part in those 17, 18 chapters should include love, respect, compassion, and emotion. Your part in your children's chapters should not include drinking and smoking in front of them, using profanity in front of them, or physically abusing anyone. So your chapters with your children between 0 and 17 of their book of life need to have love, respect, compassion, and emotion. They should not have smoking, drinking, physical abuse, or profanity. That is how you help your children and your grandchildren's chapters in their book of life. That is where you come in as a role model. You are your children's or grandchildren's hero in their eye. So help them write their chapters in the way I just explained. To help you start writing new chapters in your book, starting today, October 21st, 2014, is very simple. All you have to do, if you're watching me, you obviously either have a drug or alcohol problem, or you know people in your life that have it. So if you don't have alcohol or drug issues in your life, and you know other people, this is just as important for you to listen as a person, a messenger, because that's what you would be to the people that you know that have this problem. And if you do have an alcohol or drug problem, you're listening to or watching me, this is important. There are two things that you absolutely have to do to live and fight daily with addiction, to live a longer life, a more fruitful life, and a better life fighting addiction. The two things are very simple, and they are so simple. If today, October 21st, 2014, is the day that you finally have decided to take your life back with me helping you. If today is the day, what you need to do, the first thing out of the two things, is finally admit you have a problem. That is such a simple thing when you really hear it. Oh, all I have to do is admit I have a problem. But for some reason, it takes years, including myself, it took that many years to finally admit it. Because the one half of our brain will always say, I don't have a problem. I can control my alcohol usage. I can control my drug usage. But folks, if you're sitting there and you are influenced by drugs and alcohol, and your life is out of control, ask yourself this: do you really have control of your life then? Because if you did, your life wouldn't be out of control. That's where number 2 comes in. If your life is out of control due to your alcohol and drugs, how do you, besides admitting you have a problem, get it back into control? That is where you have to reach up to God, your higher power, and ask for guidance and direction. He will guide you and direct you throughout your whole addiction recovery for the rest of your life. He will guide and direct you on how to be a better human for the rest of your life, how to treat others better, how to be a good role model, how to be a better husband, a better wife, a better neighbor, a better mom, a better dad, a better grandparent. The list can go on. When you ask God for guidance and direction, He, I guarantee you, will help. And you will see differences happening in your life, not immediately. These all take time, but you'll notice them. I used to be one of those people that would, within my own family, listen to my family members say, well, we have to pray about it and it's all up to God. I'd be one of those people that would say, how can you pray about paying for your bills? It's all up to God where the money might come from. How can you even think that? How do you pray on everything in life? I used to be one of those naysayers. And yet, the people that told me this had a better life than I did, had less stress than I did, and more importantly, didn't have any alcohol or drug issues in their life. So, October 22nd, 2013, when I finally reached up to my higher power, besides admitting that I had a problem because I hit rock bottom, as time went on, I noticed changes. In the positive sense, I rely now faithfully on my higher power, my God, to help guide and direct me. I am not a perfect human, and I don't think there are many perfect humans, but I am a human that knows my limitations. I know my limitations, and I know that when my limitations hit the top, that if I seek God and prayer, my limitations are endless, and I mean endless. With the power of God and the power of prayer, your limitations are endless when you let God take control of your life. Carrie Underwood, a singer, she was on American Idol, I think sang a song that says it all, and it's such a simple thing. Jesus, take the wheel. Let Jesus take the wheel in your life. Let Him be the pilot of your life. Because if you're in a situation like I was, and probably millions of other people are in right now, which is addiction to alcohol and drugs, and your life is crumbling around you, you need to get out of the driver's seat and let Jesus take the wheel. Let Him navigate you through life. Let Him help you daily, 24 hours at a time. Folks, if you know you have a problem and you're ready to admit it, let today, October 21st, 2014, be the new chapter in your book of life. It's never too late to start fresh. You will have your past and it'll always be with you. But when you start fresh and you have a bright today and a better tomorrow, the past eventually will be forgotten. Hopefully you've learned from that. But it doesn't matter how many humans will bring it up to you, and there will be people that will negatively tell you, look at what you did in the past. How do we trust you? There will be people like that. But if God is willing to forgive you, who cares about what other people are saying about you? Prove to those people, not that you need to, but prove to those people that you are worth something. That you are a gift from God, like all humans are. There are people that are out there that go around telling other people they're no good, they're losers. Well, shame on those people, because every person is a gift from God and every person has good within them. Alcohol and drugs camouflage the goodness in people. Once you control your alcoholism and your drug addiction, and you include your God as your guider and director, you will notice abundantly changes in your life. Massive amount of changes that will include your health, your physical appearance. That will include possibly your job, your financials, your relationships. That will all be included with the power of prayer. When you include God in your daily living, those changes will happen for you. If you're one of those people like me that would say, well, I don't see how that's possible, try it. You will see that it is very, very much alive out there. The power of prayer lives on daily, and the power of God will come in you and help you and set no limitations on you and your life. He will lift the cap of your limitations, and the power of prayer will continuously go inside you and will help you become a better, well-balanced human. Avoid 7 things that you can do to help you stay away from drinks. Would include talk to other people about what you're going through. Include the people to be God. Talk to him what you're going through. Let the power of prayer help you daily. Find a hobby that can help you pass the time. Those hobbies can include reading, exercising, writing, music, anything. Don't just sit and feel sorry for yourself. Remember, you are worth everything in the world. And all you need to do is pick yourself up, reach for your higher power, and continue in your life. It is never, ever too late to change. You could have been the worst person up to this point, committed major crimes, yet God will forgive you if you ask for forgiveness and ask for repentance. God will forgive you. He will give you a fresh start. Even for the people that have committed murder, were caught by the authorities, are now spending the rest of their life in jail, or might even, in some states, face the death penalty. If those people reach out to God, God will forgive them. God cannot stop the punishment. Well, he could. Miracles do happen. But God will forgive them, and whether it's in jail for the rest of their life or they're facing the death penalty, those people are facing their punishment with the love of God within them, with the guidance and the direction of God within them. Try to do something kind without asking. I always say, if you can help somebody knowing that this person can't do anything in return for you, anything, can't, they don't have anything, that is a sure sign that you are starting to change your ways. If you give somebody money knowing they can't afford to pay you back, give it to them as a gift. If you give other people food knowing they can't pay you back, give it to as a gift. If you help somebody cut their grass knowing they can't afford to hire a landscaper, do it out of the kindness of your heart. That in itself will show your children, your grandchildren, the role model that you are and the hero that they see. Go to support groups, whether it's AA, design your own like I did. Go to churches. There are many out there, but be actively involved daily. And I mean daily, not weekly. And I don't mean an hour like AA does daily. I mean actively, daily. Be involved. With me, it's at least 6 to 7 hours a day. Try to get a job if you're just coming out of prison or a treatment center. Try to get a job. You need to get a job to keep your mind off all the bad things, and also to put money in your pocket so you can pay your bills. And stay away from the heavy relapse areas. And I used the word, and again I'm going to apologize. I did not mean to write moron. But what I should have written is, if you're going to grab some lunch somewhere, don't be irresponsible and sit at the bar. Go to the table or the booth and keep the cocktail menu away from you. Folks, it's this simple how to live daily. These are 7 everyday things you can do to help stay away from the drink. We talked about how to be a role model, how to rewrite the chapters in your book. Let's talk really quickly about 3 different methods that you can utilize. And we know AA is out there. And we know AA has helped millions of people. They've been around since 1936. You will show up to AA in the beginning. They recommend that you do 90 meetings in 90 days. You will go into a classroom type of atmosphere where everybody sits together and shares their stories. This usually lasts about an hour to an hour and a half, and you go on your way. That is where I have a problem. I need to actively be involved almost 24 hours a day. Although with me it's anywhere from 6 to 8 hours a day, but because of how popular my websites have become in my YouTube videos, I'm constantly being reminded now throughout 24-hour day, because people are emailing me, seeking my advice, leaving comments, sending texts all day. That, folks, keeps my memory, not my memory, but my mind sharp on my addiction. Build whatever method you want up to a point to exceed what they tell you to do. If AA only meets for an hour, hour and a half, do more than that. Go outside of AA and seek more recovery help. My methods, like I told you and you all know by now, are my 2 websites, www.clearviews, that's CLEARVIEWS.info, and www.clearreform, that's CLEARREFORM.com. Those 2 websites are there for you to utilize. The number 1 website for me is the Clear Views, and that's all about information on addiction recovery. 173 videos that I personally have done so far are there. On one page there's a Channel 11 Time to Heal Recovery Talk Show. I have 20 episodes on there of their website, of their videos. Utilize them too. My other website, Clear Reform, is my addiction recovery coaching website. But these websites are there for you. And if you notice, both start with the word clear. Clear Views and Clear Reform. The word clear came to my mind within my first month of recovery because I felt clear in my mind and in my body. And I said to myself, I want to design a website. So what can I come up with the word clear? So I said, C is for community, L is for lessons, E is for empower, A is for addiction, R is for recovery. Clear, community, lessons, empower, addiction, recovery. Clear Views, Clear Reform. Clear says it all about how your body and your mind will feel as you're battling addiction. Folks, don't be under the impression that when you come out of a treatment center or you come out of jail that you don't need to continuously educate yourself on addiction, because you do. As I sit here humbly this morning, October 20th today, 21st. You know, my days go from day to day so quickly between this and my job. But here, as I sit here humbly before you, I will tell you that if I stop doing what I'm doing, I might, hopefully I wouldn't, but I might fall back into my own addiction, my own addictive ways. That is why I'm here to tell you, you need to do more than any program can tell you to do or ask you to do. You need to not do minimum, but you need to do whatever it takes maximum. Go out and talk to people. But that's what you need to do. So if you do come out of jail, you do come out of a treatment center, you come out of AA every day, you come out of using my methods, never ever contemplate, be tempted by your own addictive ways. When you find yourself tempted, Reach for God and ask for guidance and direction, because that was as God will help you with daily. When you go to sleep tonight, take your shoes, your sneakers, your slippers off, and you put them by the edge of your bed. Push them under your bed tonight. And you might be saying, Ralph, why is that? Because I'm telling you, when you push your shoes, sneakers, or slippers under your bed tomorrow morning when you wake up, you will have to go on your knees and you will have to retrieve them by pulling them out from under the bed. While you're on your knees, why don't you take a few minutes and thank your Lord, our God, for another day that He is allowing you to be on this beautiful earth. For every breath you take, there is someone out there taking their last breath in the world. For every time you open and you close your eyes and you blink, there is someone out there in the world that is closing their eye for the last time. For every day that you complete another day in your recovery, there is someone that's overdosing in the world. For every time you look at your watch on your arm, there is someone putting a needle into their arm somewhere in the world. For every time you take a sip of your orange juice or your soda, there is somebody taking a sip of alcohol, and it might be their last sip before overdosing. So each and every morning, pray and thank God that you have another day on this earth to breathe, to see, to enjoy. But part of your job, being in addiction recovery, is to go out and help others. And if you're not in addiction recovery and you're watching me because you just are interested in what I have to say, even you need to start helping others if you're not doing so already. Not only do you need to help people, folks, you need to give to people. You need to share what you have. We all came to this earth, into this earth, with nothing, and we all are leaving with nothing. So if you're holding on to your possessions like a chipmunk and you're hoarding it, and you have so much and your neighbor has nothing, give them something. Share with them. You know how when you move from house to house, you have a U-Haul truck to take your personal possessions? Well, folks, look at this analogy. When your time has come and you're going to your final resting place and your coffin is loaded into a hearse, do never ever expect a U-Haul truck to be behind your hearse going to the final resting place, because you can't take your personal possessions with you to where you're going. So why not share them today with somebody? There are millions of people out there with nothing, while we sit here with so much. So much we should be thankful for, so much that we all take for granted for. When you do good for people, you will get nothing but positive results. When you do bad to people, you will get nothing but negative results. I say this in all my videos and all day in my own life, is when you let the sunshine into your heart and into your home, you will get nothing but positive results. You need to stay away from the naysayer, negative people that will tell you you're no good, you can't do this, you'll never live without drinking, oh, it'll only last 2 weeks. Stay away from them. Let them go and talk that way to other people, and if there are people willing to listen to that, let them do that. But for you, you have something that shields you more than any other shield possible that's available for any human, and that is the guidance and the direction of God Almighty. If you want to be protected from all those negative people, start with praying to God and asking God for guidance and direction every day. I will tell you, if you have a sober today, 24 hours at a time, you are guaranteed to have a better tomorrow. And you're also guaranteed, hopefully, to have a tomorrow. But if you're going to stick those needles into your arms and consume that alcohol and pop those pills into your mouth, you might not be here tomorrow, or you might not even have it tomorrow, is what I should have said. Let today be the first day for the rest of your life, And let today be the day that I can help take your life back like I took my life back. June 22nd, 2013. I took my life back to where I feel comfortable, confident, and at ease. As back in June of 2013, the day before I took my life back, I did not have those feelings. I felt depressed, down, lost, not wanted. But June 22nd, when I finally did two things, which was to hit rock bottom and admit I had a problem and to reach up to God, now I feel better. And each and every day, as I continuously live in sobriety and I continuously depend on God for guidance and direction, my life becomes better and better. Let today be the first day for the rest of your life. Let today be a new chapter in your book of life. Let today be that. And if you are interested in becoming an addiction recovery coach, reach out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez and call him at 844-414-8444. If you need coaching, you can reach out to him also. You can reach out to me at 844-405-HELP. But we are all here to help each other for whatever reason. We are all here. But it all starts today, folks. Remember, if it's clear what I'm telling you here, it'll become clear out there. No matter where you are, start today. Make today the best day for the rest of your life. And let me help take your life back today, October 21st, 2014. Thank you, and God bless you.